Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for coming. My name is Lance Nagano. I'm the creator and chairman of this event. This is our second annual Sustainable Seafood event. First thing I'd like to do is introduce Mike Schott, the executive director of Cabrillo Marine Aquarium. He's going to talk to you very briefly about exactly what, those of you that know him are laughing because when I said briefly, but he's going to give you a brief description of exactly what sustainable seafood is. Mike?
Lance, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Schott, and I'm really excited to be here with you today to learn about sustainable seafood. Notice I said that we're going to be learning together. I'm excited about this because I like seafood. Any of you like seafood? Wow. And I'm talking to my buddies here. Thank you, first of all, big thank you to the Friends of Cabrillo Marine Aquarium that puts this on. Thank you so much to the Naganos, both Lance and Julia Nagano, that really came to us and said, hey, how about a sustainable seafood event? And here we are in our second year. We're very excited about that. We've got some wonderful chef demonstrations for you today. We have partners that have been working on trying to get the word out about sustainable seafood, and that's what this morning and this afternoon is all about. So thank you so much for joining us. If you have questions about sustainable seafood, you should not walk away today without getting some answers. Because we have the people that are working on this with you today, you're going to have the advantage of being able to eat some of the stuff that we're talking about. So I hope you're as excited as I am, and we're going to get it started right now with our first chef, Chef Christine Brown, and Lance Nagano is going to tell you a little bit more about Christine.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, very good. Very good. First time Mike has ever only spoken for 2 minutes. First time. Chef Christine Brown is a graduate of the prestigious Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. She is classically French trained, has worked all over the world, and her cuisine has been described as globally inspired and locally sourced. She was a chef owner of Restaurant Christine for 18 years and is currently teaching private cooking classes, catering for all occasions, and consulting for restaurants. She does pop-up underground dinners called Roving Food Raves. Christine Brown.
Thanks, Lance. I couldn't have said that better myself. Hi, everybody. How are you? Everybody like scallops? All right. One of the reasons I'm doing scallops today is because I'm from Boston. These scallops are from Maine. They're sustainable. My father's favorite. I do have my shills in the audience. My parents are here. So I'm sure my mother will interject at some point and ask a pertinent question. It's really, really important about sustainability, as we all know. And scallops are harvested and really, really regulated and maintained. And according to, I'm just going to read this because I want to make sure I have this correct. According to the National Association of Northern Wind Seafoods, Atlantic sea scallop fishery is healthy and harvestable at sustainable levels. The National Marine Fisheries and the NOAA have extreme, strict regulations on every boat that fishes for sea scallops in the North Atlantic Ocean. And each boat is only allowed 90 days per year to fish, not a day more. They also close down 20 square miles in certain parts of the North Atlantic for 5-year periods where boats cannot go fishing so the scallops can replenish. And when they do open up these areas after 5 years, the boats are only allowed 1 trip in this area and a max cap of 18,000 pounds per boat. So we're really trying to make sure that we sustain our scallops and the rest of our fish. About 10 years ago, I signed a petition to make sure that Chilean sea bass was sustainable because it was being overfished. And for those of you who don't know, Chilean sea bass used to be called Patagonian toothfish, and it didn't sell, so they changed the name to Chilean sea bass, and it took off and then got overfished. And what's one of my favorites But today we're going to focus on scallops, an homage to my father. And I've got these beautiful diver scallops from Maine. And we're going to do a cold smoke. Smoking guns are kind of the thing to do right now. And so what I'm going to do is zest a lemon. And we're just going to take the zest. We don't want any of the white part of the lemon. We just want the yellow, because the white, the pith, is too bitter. And we're going to put that right in our bowl with our scallops. And you don't want to marinate these scallops in any kind of acid for more than 2 hours. Otherwise, they're going to cook like a ceviche. So we want to make sure that we don't over marinate. So this is something that if you wanted to do it ahead of time, you could put everything in except for the citrus or the acid. So I've got some lemon zest in there. We're going to put in some serrano chilies. And this is available at my booth, right over there, next to my brother's restaurant. He owns the San Pedro Brewing Company, for those of you who don't know. Yes, our mother brainwashed us when we were children. There are 3 of us in the food business out of 6 children. And we've got a little bit of oil, lemon juice, lemon zest, some serrano chilies. We're going to do a little bit of salt and pepper, and we're going to smoke this. Let me put my oil in here. And this is a really, really cool thing because it imparts a nice smoky flavor while keeping the scallops integrity and sweetness. And this smoking gun was given to me by my friend. I teach cooking classes at the Catalina Cooking Store on Catalina Avenue in Redondo Beach. And if you ever want to come to a class, you need to go in and get on their email list, because he sends out a blast and the classes are limited. And we only have 20 guests per class, and they sell out in about 2 hours. So we're going to fire up this smoking gun. Really fun, cool little gadget. Checked right before you all sat down to make sure it was working. And today I'm going to use cherry wood, because I think cherry wood is nice to go with scallops. And this is always fun to do in front of your guests as well. We did a whole class on the smoking gun, and I made V8 ice cubes, and then I cold smoked them. And then the fiance made a garnish of cornichon, blue cheese stuffed olives, pearl onions, and one more olive. I think it was an almond stuffed olive. And then garlic stuffed olive. And then he smoked those, and so that went into our Bloody Mary. And so there are lots of different fun things you can do with this smoking gun. Now, it doesn't cook the product, and that's why we're going to be cooking afterwards. And again, you can get this at my booth. And we're serving it today with a gazpacho verde, which is a Spanish chilled soup, and it's an avocado base. Don't you love it when the chef messes up? Yes, I put my pants on one leg at a time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so anyway, we're using cherry wood because I think that goes really well. You could use mesquite. If you wanted to do a cold smoked shrimp, you could do that as well. But then you want to make sure that you cook the shrimp after, or you could just make a ceviche style. See, that's how that's smoking. And we smoked 600 of these this morning for you. And so when you come over to the booth, you'll be able to taste them. It makes the house smell really good too. If you're doing this, and I did a private dinner down in San Diego for a group of 10, and I did a gazpacho verde, and I did cold smoked shrimp right in front of all the guests, and it was really, really fun. So the smoking gun isn't inexpensive, but it's really, really fun, and it has lots and lots of uses. And Don, the owner of the Catalina Cooking Store, also sells all different kinds of wood. He's got mesquite, apple, cherry. You can also get them online, but he has them at the store. So the shill, Pat Brown, my mother, just asked what I'm doing right now. I'm lighting the smoking gun so it can smoke.
So do you have to keep putting that on there?
You know, do you have to keep putting it on there? It depends on how much smoke you want to impart. And I'm doing 5 scallops, so I want to make sure that we have a really nice smoky flavor going on. Did you try one before you came over to the demo?
Yes.
Did you like it?
It's amazing.
Did you taste the smoke? Light, nice, smoky. The integrity of the scallop was amazing. Good. Yeah, we're using a really, really superior product, which we're really happy about. We've got a little induction burner here. Yes. Is there ever a time where you would smoke something that was already cooked? Like say you would poach salmon and then you would want to smoke it. You could absolutely cold smoke it after you poached it or sauteed it. That would be delicious. Or if you were curing salmon for like a gravlax and you wanted to impart a smoke flavor, lay it out flat, cover it completely with plastic wrap, and then smoke it, and then you'll get that lovely smoky flavor out of it. That would be really, really fun. So we're just going to put our scallops in our hot pan. You never want to overcrowd the pan, otherwise you're going to boil instead of sear. We want to get a nice sear on these. So I always like to put the protein in the dish, in the pan, when the olive oil or the whatever oil you're using is shimmering, not smoking, okay? Again, don't overcrowd the pan. And then everybody's had gazpacho, right? We're from California, or you live here, or you moved here. You were born here or you moved here. And gazpacho is generally done with tomatoes. But we're doing a little twist on it today. And so it's very simple, and the ingredients will be online after today, so you can access this recipe. And it's just avocados, tomatillos, green onions, cilantro, serrano chilies, because I like to have a little bit of heat. We need lemon juice, salt and pepper, and did I say cilantro already? And then sour cream. And you can really do anything you want with it. The base really for gazpacho verde is cucumber. So we like to use these hothouse cucumbers, or English cucumbers as they're called as well, because I don't want to go around peeling those waxy American cucumbers and then have to seed them and all that stuff. And yesterday I realized I was making enough for 600 and I didn't have enough cucumber. It was tasting more like tomatillo and serranos, and I was running out of time. So I went over to Whole Foods to the juice section, and they juiced me a gallon of cucumber juice. So I was able to add that to our gazpacho to make it taste a little more cucumber-ish. And this is really fun If you remember the restaurant, we used to do something called an amuse-bouche, which means to amuse the mouth. And it was a little taste of soup. And this is always something fun that you can do for your guests right as they arrive. Something you can do ahead of time, have ready for your guests, and they just sip it as they're walking around as you're getting all of your hot appetizers ready. So I'm not going to blend it all for you today. I already have it ready to go, but I've got a little bit of stuff here to show you. Got fresh Hass avocados. Please don't do this the way I'm doing it. I taught a cooking class once and did it like this, and I said, please don't do this the way I do this. And then somebody came in the next week with their hand bandaged, and she had sliced through her tendon. So I'll show you how to do an avocado safely. I don't think I'm getting heat, even though it says it's on. So we'll just let those go.
Can't you dry rosemary and other spices and use them instead of rosemary?
That's a good question. Can you dry rosemary or other herbs and then use those to smoke? You can smoke whatever you want. Okay? I'm just saying. But yeah, dry rosemary and then put that in the smoker. Put a rack of lamb in a bowl with some olive oil and then infuse, put the rosemary instead of wood chips in. That's a very, very good. You just gave me a new idea. Thank you. So the catering company is called Chef Christine's Catering, and we're a movable feast, and we come to you. And we've been having a lot of fun. I grew up in this business. My mother had a catering business when I was a child, and we'd come home from school and she'd be making crepe or crepes. They lived in France, so I have to say it correctly. And then she'd have butter and brown sugar out for us, and we'd be starving. And so the hot crepe would be coming off her pan, and we'd put a little butter and brown sugar and then roll it up and eat it. And then she'd say, and now make me 100 for my catering for tomorrow. So it's a long, there's a long history here of familial being in the business. So I've got this gazpacho verde ready. And again, it's tomatillos, cucumbers, lemon zest, lemon juice, avocado, green onions, cilantro, serrano chilies. And if you don't have enough cucumber, go to Whole Foods, go to the juice bar. They'll take care of you. And we just roast the tomatillos lightly. And then we do everything cold and just blend it together. So if you want it to taste more like avocado, put more avocado in. If you want it to taste more sour, put more tomatillos in. If you want it more acidic, put in more lemon. How am I doing on time, Lance? Wrap? Good? Couple more minutes? Good. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Besides the smoker? The rosemary smoker? Yes. I'm sorry? What happened to Restaurant Christine? We closed after 18 years, and we decided to just move on in a different direction. And I'm being pursued by about 4 different people for another brick and mortar. And we have a really fantastic idea that we're keeping close to the vest as we speak. And right now we're teaching and catering, and I'm revamping a 37-year-old restaurant in Long Beach from top to bottom. And we're doing a new Mediterranean bistro menu for him. And so that's been taking up a lot of my time as well. I can't tell you where it is yet. We're going to do a big review. But come by the booth, and I have business cards. We have a vanity phone number. It's 844-MY-FEAST. And the email address is a movable feast at chefchristines.catering. So come on by and see us, and thanks so much, and have a great day today.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
Chef Christine's booth is right around the corner, so she can talk to you, answer any question that you may have. We got a tight schedule, so I'm kind of moving things along. 10, 15 minutes from now, Sam Choi is going to be on the stage. Okay, so go grab something to drink, something to eat. Come on back and have a seat. One item, those little dishes that you have the samples on, they are bamboo sheaths. It's the outside of the bamboo. They're completely compostable. You don't have to put it in the recycle bin. It can go in the trash. Okay, it composts within 30 days. It is totally eco-friendly.